have analysts that probably were caught on the wrong side of upgrading this thing into those highs. These are all things that I don't think change overnight. I think Microsoft is the same great company it was 2 weeks ago, but no one was paying attention to the valuation then. And I think if you look at the technicals on the chart and if you look at where it's trading and where it could go to, I don't think you have to get in there and say that today's the day I'm bottom fishing.
Karen, any solace, it is only down 1.3. I know it's fallen on Monday and Tuesday. I get it. But only any solace, it's only down 1% right now.
Yeah,
on a guidance
I think there
cut.
should be. Right. Right. I think there should be. I think you're right, though, to the broader point of should everybody do it. I think everybody does get a free pass. I don't know any company that's going to say, no, we had no effect whatsoever from coronavirus. Somebody like Zoom and Clorox, they'll probably, be the beneficiaries of coronavirus, but everybody be affected. But I think the market's sort of looking through that, and I do think you're going to get a free pass if it makes sense, the magnitude of your miss and what your business is, how you were affected by coronavirus.
Let's broaden this out and turn now to the wild ride that was Wall Street on a Wednesday. We started hopeful that the worst might be over. The Dow was up 460 at one point. And then what else? More coronavirus headlines out of Germany, Brazil, and a fear in Long Island. A quick plunge for stocks, down nearly 200 at one point. A swing of more than 650 points today. 22 Dow stocks fell, led by a nearly 4% drop in Disney. Of course, a sudden CEO change last night. And Exxon and Chevron Dow components slammed again as oil closed under $49 a barrel. Guy Adami, we thought, I guess some thought this morning when the markets opened, we had a bit of a rally. Maybe this would be the day. We turned it around. What does that intraday reversal tell you, if anything?
Yeah, it's not particularly good. We talked yesterday about the potential for today being the bounce back day, and for a few hours this morning it looked exactly that. I could make an argument, and we can have a debate, that today might be the worst day out of the last three, given the huge reversal we saw to the downside on the back of a 1,900-point move in the Dow. I think that's speaking volumes. The one thing that was interesting most of the day, the VIX really never gave it back, and the VIX was hanging in there, which should have been a telltale sign. Bonds didn't really sell off that heavy, and gold had a bid. So I think today, again, it's not a great day if you're bullish. 6 months ago, this day would have closed on the highs, and we would build on it again tomorrow.
But you have to think about where we've come from, though. I mean, first of all, we've had excessive moves by any measure. So again, if you look at the fixed income market, this looks a lot like the move into Brexit back in 2016. You've had essentially north of a 2.5, north of a 2.5 standard deviation move. And if you think about just
all right, guys, give me a second here. I'm gonna go live here in a moment. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day. Today was definitely an action-packed day without any question. Lots of movement, lots of volatility. Definitely one of those days that, man, it's just there's just stuff happening everywhere. It's all because of the coronavirus name. It's all because of how this virus is spreading and spreading rapidly, and now the U.S. is beginning to realize that it's going to be our problem too. 33 countries are already affected right now, and honestly, we're not seeing any signs of this being able to hold up by any means. Let's see here. Let's see here, guys. Yeah, so just give me 1 second here. Yeah, we're not seeing any signs of this really slowing down by any means. Which is the, wow, space is really making a move down here. But yeah, I mean, this coronavirus, guys, is no joke at this point. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, you have to make sure you watch out for now, and it's becoming something where, you know, it could potentially be already in the U.S., and we don't even really know it yet. We don't know how severe the situation actually can be or is. And Let's see here. Sorry about that, guys. I gotta go live on Instagram here. Alright, there's that. So yeah, guys, I mean, you know, it's getting pretty intense out there. You know, you can tell with the market and everything else. And, you know, there's Germany now that's saying it might be a pandemic. And now we're saying this could potentially be a pandemic. You know, there's lots of things going on right now that could, you know, signify that this is becoming a problem, you know, worldwide. And this could be a global pandemic. It's not necessarily how deadly it is. It's more necessarily how easily it is to be spread. You know, it's very, very easy to spread this virus. And now that Wuhan is kind of not the focus anymore, you know, I believe China is actually getting more affected than where it originally outbroke. And now we're seeing cases all throughout the world. Brazil, Taiwan. You know, we had our 15th case today in the U.S. And so, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, you're going to have to be aware of. You're going to have to be very conscientious of what's going to be happening throughout the next week or so. You know, this could potentially really, really affect the markets worse than we've already seen it. You know, if this starts popping up everywhere in the world, I mean, the WHO, they already said it's not a question of when, or it's not a question of if, it's a question of when is this going to outbreak in the U.S., you know? And so, you know, the reality is we're not really even testing, you know, that well on the coronavirus. We're going to probably start changing that now, and they might start requiring you to be checked. I don't know how that's going to work, but the reality is there's cases everywhere. There's somebody on an airplane today working for a week. She was coming back to the U.S. and all this, and so I think we really don't truly know how bad this is, and I do think there's a lot more downside in the market because of this global pandemic. You know, we really haven't seen anything like this in terms of how easily spread, except for a long, long time ago. The good news is this virus isn't very deadly, more for older people. But this is truly something to you know, think about. And, you know, now is the time to probably, you know, luckily we have Amazon, but now is the time to probably, you know, just say, hey, I'm going to stock up a little bit on things that I feel like is a necessity. Because this is not, again, this is not a question of if, but it's a question of when. It used to be a question of if, and now that's long gone. You know, look at how this is spreading throughout the world now. And these are in countries that don't have the testing capabilities that we have, some of them. So, yeah, and exactly, it has to do with the healthcare in relation to death, exactly. I mean, we have great healthcare here in the U.S., so it's not like an insane thing, but I'm really happy to see that this isn't something that, like, if you get it, it's not like almost a guarantee or like 30-40% chance that you pass away from it. Yeah, yes, they can shut down the markets for a couple days. They can shut down the markets. They did it in China, I believe. But anyways, guys, so yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. You know, what originated this virus, and yeah, South Korea is getting bad now. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and go over the markets today. So today I didn't have any real conviction in any one stock. I mean, I still have about $5,000 in buying power just in case we have news in the morning. And I got long basically every single one of these stocks based upon the coronavirus. Excuse me, guys. And so every single one of these stocks is based upon the coronavirus. I got in TNXP this morning at 79 cents roughly. Let's pull this to the side here so I can end up pulling, let's see, so TNXP here. Oops, sorry about that. No, I don't want that. So TNXP, guys, you can see where I got long here. TNXP, so I really like this double bottom here. And my game plan was to mainly focus on this stock. But the thing is, it gapped up so much. Was IFRX strong today? Yeah, it was. That thing is a weird name. I can't predict that thing. But this gapped up so much. It gapped up from 40 cents all the way up to we get opened at like roughly 84 cents. So it gapped up over 100%. And it was hard to take any size knowing that I have no day trades. And anything can happen with this. So I tried to get as low as I could with as much size as I could. But honestly, 1,500 shares is about as much comfortability as I could take. If this ends up getting an offering, I'll lose about, how much would that be? Probably about $600, something like that, worst case. So that was about the biggest amount of size that I could take on this one. I've already gotten stuck in 2 offerings on this challenge, and the biggest one was LPCN. That's what kind of set me back of this challenge, or else today I'd be well over probably $30,000 by now. Another thing is I gotta really strategize how I'm gonna use my day trades, but I actually don't have to worry about that too much longer because I'm so close to getting over the PDT rule. Starting with $1,000, now we're up to $20,321.43. But you can see here, I like that double bottom at 75. I gave myself a little bit more to add if I needed to, but we never got below that. I saw this confirmation here. We started to eat through 79, and I took the long at. I tried to get long at 80, but it filled me at 82.39. And that was my entire position. So I almost added a little bit more in here, just knowing how TOCA and COCP have been running. They've just been those names that, they end up, bottoming out and then they come back out of nowhere. Gilead is probably booming right now. Yeah, 77. I saw that news. I had a chance to get in longer. Sorry with the yawning. I only 75, but I almost took calls on this today right down in here because I saw a lot of bullish call price action in here. But with the market going down and this getting affected by the market right here, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take any chances with that. I regret it now. But anyways. So, yeah. And then LLIT was another big one today, guys. LLIT you can see here today. Was getting long 67 on this dip here. 67.424 and 67.98 for an average of 67.6 or something like that. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? My computer literally just froze. Oh, there we go. That's never happened to me before. Are you guys still there on stream? Mic check. G-Cookie, Tyler Morris, what's going on? Trevor Bond, what's going on? Okay, anyways, and so this thing ran up to $1.15. If I had a day trade, I probably would have taken some off. But I didn't, and you can see me adding my first little bit on this 100 shares there, 100 shares there, and another 100 shares right there. All just kind of smaller adds. I took about 400 extra shares. Not much. I'm not really averaging up too much, but just enough to where if we gap up like I think we should, then I don't know why my headphones keep doing that. If we gap up like I think we should, then I think it'll be, and that little extra padding for the upside. But anyways, my average is still like 68 cents or 69 cents, something like that. And then OBCI, another coronavirus name, RTTR, was getting related to coronavirus. TNXP, ZOM, just looking for a bounce on this. This has nothing to do with coronavirus. This is just something I'm looking to bounce on, but didn't get a bounce. But I'm in small, so it's okay. I'm down about $100 on that. And then for the options today, guys, my SPY calls, I made another just over 100% on the SPY calls. And now I have SPY puts. These SPY puts have a little bit bigger size. a little bigger size in these SPY puts. I was trying to get some up in here. I wanted one more push to start my puts, but I didn't. My last scales were like somewhere in here on my, or no, my last, so I sold 3/4 into this candlestick in here. And then my last fourth I sold into this breakdown right in here for break even. Yeah, so I have SPY puts about $800 worth. That's the biggest size I've taken since my Tesla calls. So we'll see. Max loss though, $1,000. Max payout. Pretty much, you know, we'll see what happens tomorrow. So, yeah, that's really all I had today, guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out to me. If you guys are interested in learning my strategies, feel free to check my video series guide out. Goes over all my strategies that have taught me how to trade like I do today. So far, I've turned 1,000 into 20,000. My options account so far, I've turned 1,000 into 6,800 as well. So you can see here. Here's our, and then I'll go over our scans as well. CODX on our scanner, 447 ran to 1089. And then on our other scan here, on our low float washout long scan, 6239 alert on our washout long. We ran all the way to 115 for an 84% alert there. We had CBLI 233 on our Normac no low float parabolic volume spike scan. We ran 55.36%. And then first alert on our washout long scanner on TNXP, 80 cents. We ran all the way up to 123 for a 53.73% alert. Hopefully today in the room and on YouTube and my video series guide and my scanners have really been helping you guys. You know, that's in the name of the game. I know I helped a lot of people with LLIT, and I also helped a lot of people with CODX. What's going on, Days? For I don't know why I'm yawning so much today, guys. Every now and again on my streams I get this, but I'm sorry about that. Anyways, guys, if you're interested in learning more, please feel free to check out the link in the description below. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon to alert you if I'm making the videos. I'd really appreciate that, guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Cheers, team. Oh, and if you have any questions, please comment in the section below. Have any questions about the video series guide or any scanners or the free chat room or anything, feel free to DM me on Discord. That's also in the link in the description below. My username is CamTheMan. Again, my username is CamTheMan. Alright, thank you guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon to alert you if I'm making new videos. Cheers, team, and go Hawks.